Okay, I forgot to post a video yesterday, and I almost went to bed without posting something today. Let me kind of let you know what happened. So for the past couple days, I've been working on getting my whiteboard wall, if you will, so I can start being a little bit more productive. And I'm trying not to deny the fact that I am a certain type of personality, and my learning style is very chaotic and it's not very organized the way they teach in school. Like I can't go line by line and keep all my notes organized, because me thinking about keeping my notes organized is preventing me from actually laying out my thoughts onto paper, right? So the way I take notes is very chaotic as well. Meaning, if a thought comes and it's in a certain like group that I need to take a note on, then I'll just create that little group in a particular um, in a particular page, or the section of the page. And if it has to do with a different group, I'll just do it on a different section of the page, right? So it's not like line by line and like bullet pointed, and the way that Doc and all these other, you know, apps and all this shit is organized, right? So ours is very chaotic, and I'm about to show you an example of it. Can I read? Okay, yes, I can. Perfect. So look, so my dad needed to help me set this up. So it's a nice big whiteboard that's unevenly cut and unevenly put on this wall. So it's pretty big, right? So I mean, this is my hand and this is the wall. I mean, it's kind of big. So like the past couple of days I've been really focused on nutrition, because at the end of the day, I kind of have to accept the fact that my health, my weight fluctuations and all of that is going to be really based on my nutrition. So I've been watching a lot of videos on very specific things, and in particular, the past month or so I've been focusing on gaining weight, to see where I would gain weight and how the weight would be distributed, right? So I thought I looked bomb as hell, let me tell you. Okay, me and some weight, we get along, okay? But one thing that I didn't like was a lot of the weight was concentrated in my midsection, right? So I was like, okay, so this is very interesting. I wasn't particularly trying to eat healthy either, but I do eat pretty healthy, maybe not as often as I would like, right? But I do eat healthy and I do cook healthy. So I did a bit of research to see if gut health had anything to do with it, right? And very much, in fact, it does. And there's a lot of um, research that I did in that regard. But ultimately, what it comes down to is just, eat your or drink your apple cider vinegar 2 tablespoons per like a cup of water, and your lemons with everything, right? And that should pretty much work out your gut stuff. There's gonna be a lot more, but generally, okay, I'm thinking of, okay, what is the proportion? Like, what is going to make my meals simple, quick, and get me exactly what I need, right? So the other thing, so 4 predominant areas that I'm focusing on is portioning. How are we portioning the macros? Hormones, which have a huge effect on men and women. Gut health, right? Making sure my gut is like being taken care of and it's digesting all the food properly. And what kind of vegetables and whatnot that I'm consuming, and why do I need to consume them, right? And the fibrous ones as well, right? So portioning, I tend to do keto as well, and I'm trying to do keto right now to force my mom to do keto. My mom has, after her surgery, she needed to do more keto related foods, or she just needs to do keto, right? Keto is the quickest way for her to lose weight, but at the same time be healthy and in the stuff that she eats, right? So for me, generally, this is kind of the breakdown. I need a majority veggies, majority protein, and healthy fat, and carbs is only a small fraction, right? I would even say healthy fat is like predominantly most of it. So this would be like a layup on all of this stuff. And fats, again, healthy fats, a small amount goes a long way, right? So keeping this in mind, I'm focusing a lot with sauces, because this gets repetitive after a while. However, if we want to incorporate healthy fats, this can, from what I'm going to be experimenting, can be executed with having great sauces with every single dish, right? So, I'm thinking of making videos on this. I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick breakdown of this, right? So you guys, what is going on here? So you guys can have an idea of what's going on. Hormones, estrogen. Apparently, we need to keep estrogen down because a lot of what we consume already has very high estrogen, which is a factor in the way the fat gets distributed, right? Like a lot of men, for example, is midsection and in the chest area where you might even get man boobs. Like man boobs are is because your estrogen levels or hormones are high. So you need to eat certain certain foods that are going to bring your estrogen level down and balance them, right? And this is kind of what you're focusing on with that, right? So you want to avoid soy, insofla something, and non-organic foods, and anything that has extra hormones like RBST, right? So you want to look in the back for that. And no processed foods either, right? And what you do want to consume is like ginger, mushroom, grapes, oysters, and cruciferous vegetables, right? Such as, kale, arugula, bok choy, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cauliflower, collard green, and radish. So I was like, okay. So I need to eat more greens. So what I'm going to do actually, and this is something I might record a video on, is I'm going to try to make a large salad that has all of these guys chopped up finely, and I'm going to put a sauce that has high fat and that's going to give it flavor, right? Because we know, salads, nobody likes salads. And I'm going to use that as part of my veggies, right? And then every day or whatnot, I'll pick a protein that I want to include. The fats are going to be in the sauces, so I don't have to worry about that. And the carb could be literally whatever I want. Maybe I want rice that day, or quinoa, or maybe I want some bread, whatever the case might be with that, right? So in general, when I'm thinking about like a macro breakdown, right? This is just the general knowledge of what I understand. So sugar and protein do not go well together. So you don't want to eat sugar and protein. If you're going to eat one or the other, it's best to just eat separate, but don't mix. Fats and proteins are great, right? Because fats and proteins is going to put you on ketosis, which means that you're going to be using predominantly your fat to gain energy instead of sugar, right? So in this case, you don't want sugar here either, right? And carbs and fats are not good because this is just gonna make you fat overall, right? So you gotta either eat one or the other. You don't want to mix them, right? So, and for snacks, I was like, okay, I need kind of snacks, I need healthy snacks because I might just like binge or whatnot. So I'm gonna try to cut these up into little healthy snack sticks, if you will, and get hummus or avocado dip and make some, or even salsa dip, and just try to consume it with that. Okay, so this is kind of the general plan here, okay? But as you can see, I'm not very like organized, right? Like I write stuff here, I write stuff there, and sometimes they don't necessarily go together, but this is how I take notes, right? So I cannot even like function with the way that school forces students to really take notes. Even here, like my notes on my whiteboard here, they're kind of all over the place, right? And there's no like a particular order or the way, you would typically learn in school. And I prefer this. I rather have this and be able to do it in my own way instead of, being forced to do it a particular way by the way I was taught, right? So there's a lot of unlearning going on here, if that makes sense. So it's 10 p.m. I actually was thinking of going to the store and getting some of these veggies now and just doing the prep work, because in cooking, it's often the prep work that just like takes way too long, right? Which is why I don't cook as often, is because the prep time just takes way too long for me, So, and I'm very particular about that too. So it doesn't work, you know. So one of the things that I've actually considered doing, and I'm not being consistent with it, but if I do, it's gonna work out really well, is prepping in the evening and then cooking in the day, right, the next day. So that's something that you guys actually might see me implementing as well in some of my series that I want to make on this channel, you know. But generally, that's kind of what I did the past couple of days. As you can see, like, my house is like designed to be like super functional and you know, super you know, it's just convenient, you know. I'm very like convenience oriented person. I need things to be accessible, functional, and within reach, and that's kind of what I'm doing, you know. And I mean, this is my own place, and it's like super exciting that I have this place and I have all this space, and now I got to kind of use the space to really bring out the best of what's, you know, stored in my head. I mean, you could do all of this on paper, but me, I'm a very visual person, so I need to be able to look at something and be like, okay, I get it, you know. So, or remind myself something, or trigger some sort of like a memory or whatnot, right? So, and this is going to keep me quick, efficient, and getting things done. Okay, so oh, well, that was a very long video, but you know, I'm trying to give you guys as much value as I can. These aren't going to be in a series yet. This is just going to be whatever I'm doing throughout the day kind of update. And eventually I want to turn these into a series as I start implementing these things, you know, and getting into the details of it, and seeing like actual results in my body changing, or in my moods, in the way I feel and all of that. I want to start making series on that as well. So anyways, it's late, I'm tired, I want to go to sleep. I'm really trying to be consistent with that. What I'm going to start doing is a 2-day rule, meaning if I don't upload one day, I have to upload the next day. There's no ifs, buts, or anything. Like, I have to upload the next day, whatever that means. Even if that means I have to wake up at 3 in the morning and upload because I forgot to upload, that's just what we're going to have to do. Okay, there's just no going around. All right, 2-day rule, hold me accountable. Okay, all right, I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.